boys, their husbands, sisters and brothers, uncles, aunts were massacred without any mercy. For one reason, to open the southern gate of Zlitan for the rebels to advance towards the city of Zlitan and then take it as a base to attack Tripoli. This is a crime beyond imagination. Everything about this place is civilian. The people are civilian. The location itself is civilian. Go around, film it, talk to the people, interview those who remained from the families who were massacred, the family of Al-Jahsh, the family of Furram, the family of Absat, the family of Jarud, the family of Gafiz, the family of Sharaf ad-Din. You have the moral responsibility to expose this without any political agenda. You are the eyewitnesses, and you have the historical responsibility that is upon your shoulders and your conscience, all of you, as professional, decent journalists, to take this as it is, the truth and the reality of the crimes of NATO. I remember months ago, we were hunted as a Libyan government, criticized, attacked for days and days, because someone claimed that we killed a little girl in a Zawiya, which turned later to be false. I was questioned every day. I was followed to my office, to my bedroom. I was phoned by international media organizations. Reports were written about us for one little girl that people claimed that we killed. Today, 85 people, including 33 children, were killed in one intensive attack on a house for a family. Forget the politics for once and talk about the crimes of the armies you pay taxes for. The armies that represent your own countries if you are from the Western media. We know that there are many and many decent people in the West, in Europe, the States, Canada. We know that many people are fed up with NATO's aggression. We know that many people are starting to understand the conspiracy against Libya. Every single lie has been exposed. The lie that we used mercenaries has been exposed. No one could bring forward one mercenary that we used. The lie of us air bombarding Tripoli. Hundreds of people have been killed, thousands of people have been killed, civilians and military people. For what? To allow armed gangs to form a government and occupy a country? Can't you see that the population is on our side? What kind of a popular revolution that needs the armies of the world to fight for it? What kind of a popular revolution that needs billions and billions of dollars to fund it? Don't popular revolutions fund themselves by themselves? Fighting in Libya, and the people come en masse against it, and the people are resilient against NATO, and the people keep fighting against NATO and against the rebels. Many of you, well, let me rephrase this, some of you lack the analytical ability to ask these hard questions and follow up to the answers. How could an isolated regime that people do not want be so resilient that it stands against the NATO, the power of NATO, the armed rebels, the sea embargo, the no-fly zone, the freezing of the assets, the diplomatic war? What kind of isolated superhuman regime can do that? You talk about the crimes of the Libyan government, you could not prove any of it. This is the crime of NATO, the same armies you pay money for. This madness has to stop, and in the holy month of Ramadan, the month of mercy, love, and worship and peace. These people were fasting. They just finished a day of fasting. 11 o'clock, they just finished the Isha prayer, the last prayer of the day. This is not a lecture. This is an appeal to your hearts. This is an appeal to the hearts of the world. If this world is left with any hearts beating for justice, you're gonna film this. You have the freedom to film anything. You have the freedom to go to the hospital to film the bodies, attend the funeral, interview as many people as possible. Do your job as professionally as possible, but keep your hearts beating. Keep your hearts beating. Stop following the tricks of the trade and talking about the Libyan government and the propaganda. To the African roadmap, a roadmap agreed upon by 53 African countries, supported by the BRICS group, supported by Latin American countries. This is more than 80 countries agreed, and we said yes to it, and we signed, and the leader himself signed it, with 5 African presidents representing the high-level committee for the African Union. And the rebels said no to a peace plan supported by 80 countries, and no one is criticizing them. And we are called the warmongers. We wanted to stop this long before NATO intervened, and we kept saying yes to peace. I don't know how you are going to finish today, how you are going to go, with what heart, with what conscience, with what mind, that you are going to film this, film the bodies in the hospital, attend the funeral. But I trust the decency of many of you. There are other houses hit around. You will see the normal furniture, books and children, toys and everything, I've been told. Thank you very much for listening. And please, it's upon you now. This is one of the relatives of